Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. This is 10 Minutes English podcast series. Today, we're tackling a question that's haunted humans since humans started closing their eyes. Why do we dream? Are dreams random? Are they trying to tell us something? With me is Dr. Maya Chen, a neuroscientist who studies sleep and memory. Dr. Chen, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about this because dreams are weird, wonderful, and genuinely useful.
Let's start at the very beginning. What is a dream from a brain perspective?
A dream is your brain running an internal simulation while you're asleep. It's a mix of memory fragments, emotions, and predictions stitched into a story. This happens mostly during REM sleep, the rapid eye movement stage, but we also dream in non-REM sleep. REM dreams tend to be vivid and emotional. Non-REM dreams are often more thought-like or fragmentary.
So what's actually happening in the brain during a dream?
Several things. During REM, the visual and emotional centers, like the visual cortex and amygdala, are highly active. Meanwhile, the logical, self-monitoring part of your brain, especially in the prefrontal cortex, quiets down. That combo, high emotion, lower logic, makes dreams feel intense and bizarre. The brain's neurochemistry also shifts. Acetylcholine goes up, which supports vivid imagery, while norepinephrine and serotonin drop, which affect memory and control. You also get bursts called PGO waves that help drive the dream visuals.
That explains the wild storylines. But big question, why do we dream at all?
There isn't a single agreed-upon answer. Most researchers think dreams serve multiple purposes. The main hypotheses are memory consolidation, emotion regulation, and threat or social simulation. There's also a predictive processing angle where dreams are like a sandbox to train your brain's world model.
Let's unpack those. Memory first. Do dreams help us remember?
Yes, with nuance. During sleep, especially deep non-REM and REM working together across the night, the brain replays and reorganizes memories. Think of it as moving files from a cluttered desktop to the right folders and compressing them so they integrate with what you already know. We see hippocampal replay in animals and indirect evidence in humans. If you practice something, like a piano piece or a maze, your brain often replays it in sleep and you perform better the next day. There are even experiments where cues, like a smell or sound associated with learning, are reintroduced during sleep and recall improves. People often dream about what they've been doing, sometimes in a distorted way, and that seems to correlate with learning.
So my stressful presentation dream might actually be helping me nail the slides?
Potentially, yes. It's rarely a literal replay, more like your brain remixing the task with older memories, which helps generalize skills. There's a classic Tetris effect, where people who played Tetris saw falling blocks in their sleep. Even amnesic patients who couldn't consciously remember playing had the dream imagery, which tells you dreaming draws on processing outside of conscious recall.
Okay, emotion regulation. Are dreams therapy?
Not therapy in the conscious talk-it-out sense, but they can function like overnight emotional first aid. REM seems to help you re-experience emotional memories in a context with low stress chemistry. Norepinephrine is suppressed, so you can strip away some of the rawness without erasing the memory. People often wake up feeling a bit less reactive to the same trigger. If someone is deprived of REM, mood and emotional control tend to suffer, and REM rebounds when you finally sleep.
That tracks with the I feel lighter after a good sleep experience. What about nightmares? Are they helpful or harmful?
Occasional nightmares may be part of this emotional processing, rehearsing difficult feelings or threats. But when nightmares are frequent, severe, or tied to trauma, they can backfire and keep the nervous system stuck in high alert. That's where treatments like imagery rehearsal therapy come in. You literally rewrite the nightmare script while awake, rehearse the new version, and it can reduce nightmare frequency. There's also some evidence that gently learning to become lucid in a nightmare, realizing you're dreaming, can help, though it's not a first-line approach for everyone, especially with PTSD.
You mentioned threat simulation. Is that the being chased by a bear dream?
Exactly. One theory proposes that dreams simulate dangers so you can practice responses without real-world risk. It doesn't have to be a bear. Social threats like embarrassment or rejection count too. You'll also see a related idea called social simulation. The dream as a space to rehearse conversations, group dynamics, status, and trust.
And then there's the creative angle, right? People say sleep on it for a reason.
Absolutely. Sleep, REM in particular, loosens associations between ideas. It reduces top-down constraints, so the brain can form novel connections. That's why insights often pop up after a night's sleep. Artists, scientists, and musicians have famously drawn from dreams. On lab tasks, people who sleep are more likely to discover hidden patterns or creative solutions.
This all makes dreams sound purposeful, but are any dreams just random noise?
There is noise, and an older theory emphasized that. Activation synthesis. The brainstem fires randomly and the cortex tries to make a story. We now think it's not either or. Yes, spontaneous activity feeds the visuals, but the content is biased by what matters to you. Recent experiences, unresolved emotions, goals, fears. It's structured noise.
Why do we forget most of our dreams?
Two reasons. One is chemistry. The drop in norepinephrine makes it harder to lay down durable memories. The other is competition. When you wake up, new sensory input floods the system and overwrites that fragile dream trace. If you stay still and recall it immediately, your odds go way up. That's why a dream journal by the bed works.
Let's talk practical tips. If someone wants to remember more dreams or use dreams creatively, what should they do?
A few easy moves. Keep a notebook or voice memo by the bed. As soon as you wake, don't move much. Capture any fragments, images, or emotions. Set an intention before sleep. I'll remember a dream. That simple priming helps. Protect your sleep window. Consistent schedule, cool, dark room, limit alcohol late at night. Alcohol fragments REM, and heavy late meals and nicotine can too. For creativity, immerse in a problem in the evening, then let it go. Your brain often chews on it overnight.
You mentioned REM. How does the night unfold the cross stages?
Sleep runs in roughly 90-minute cycles. Early in the night, you get more deep non-REM. Later cycles skew toward longer REM. That's why dreams sometimes feel richer toward morning. But dreams can occur in all stages, just different flavors.
What about kids? Do babies dream more?
Babies spend a lot more time in active sleep, REM-like sleep, maybe 40 to 50% versus about 20 to 25% in adults. The thinking is that this helps the rapidly developing brain wire up sensory and motor systems. So yes, infants likely have abundant internal simulations, though we can't ask them what they dream about.
Do animals dream?
All signs point to yes. In rodents, neurons that fire in a particular sequence while running a maze replay in sleep, sometimes faster, sometimes in reverse. Dogs twitch and, unquote, run in their sleep. It's reasonable to think many mammals have some form of dream-like simulation.
Lucid dreaming. Is it real and can people learn it?
It's real. Lucid dreamers can signal from inside a dream with agreed-upon eye movements, and their brain activity shows a partial re-engagement of frontal networks. Some people have spontaneous lucid dreams, others can train. Techniques include reality checks during the day, keeping a dream journal, and a method called wake back to bed. Sleep for 5 hours, wake briefly, then go back to sleep with the intention of recognizing the dream. There are also cognitive techniques like MILD, mentally rehearsing noticing a dream sign. It's not guaranteed, but with practice, many people can have occasional lucid dreams.
Any caveats to lucid dreaming?
Yes, it can be exciting, but don't sacrifice sleep. Some methods fragment sleep and leave you tired. If you have a history of dissociation or a fragile sleep pattern, I'd be cautious. And if nightmares are the issue, start with imagery rehearsal and good sleep hygiene before jumping to lucidity.
Can what I watch or do before bed change my dreams?
Definitely. We call it day residue and dream lag effects. Recent and emotionally salient experiences are more likely to show up, sometimes several days later. Practice, games, music, or emotionally intense shows can thread into your dreams. Gentle tip, if you're prone to nightmares, avoid violent media late at night.
Sleep paralysis, where you wake up but can't move. How does that fit into dreaming?
Okay, zooming out, if you had to give your best answer to why do we dream, how would you say it?
We dream because the brain uses sleep to refine memory, regulate emotion, and rehearse challenges. Dreams are the subjective side of that process, the movie our brain plays while it updates the code. They're not always profound, but they're rarely meaningless. They're an efficient way to learn from yesterday and prepare for tomorrow.
That's a lovely way to put it. For someone listening who's dealing with frequent nightmares, when should they reach out for help?
If nightmares happen more than once or twice a week, cause you to avoid sleep, or are tied to trauma, talk to a clinician. Treatments like imagery rehearsal therapy are effective, and addressing sleep issues can improve overall mental health. Don't tough it out alone. Help works.
Rapid fire to finish. True or false? Everyone dreams.
True. Even people who say they never dream usually dream, they just don't recall them.
Can we control what we dream about?
Not perfectly, but we can nudge content. Pre-sleep intention, journaling, and gentle cues can bias themes.
Are dream interpretations legit?
Personal meaning matters. Your associations are useful. But one-size-fits-all symbol dictionaries, not scientific. Context is king.
Can improving sleep improve creativity?
Yes. Good sleep increases the odds of insight, flexible thinking, and memory integration.
Dr. Chen, this has been a dream. Sorry, I had to. Any final thought?
Be curious about your dreams, but don't over-police them. Protect your sleep, capture what you can in the morning, and let your brain do its quiet night work. It's been tuning you for survival and meaning long before you could press record.
I love that. Dr. Maya Chen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to everyone listening, tonight set an intention to remember a dream. Put a notebook by the bed and see what your sleeping mind wants to show you. Good night.